Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Yana Ovcharenko, and I am an outreach coordinator here at Education USA Ukraine. And let me kindly remind you that Education USA is your official and free source on US higher education. And tonight we are going to cover such an interesting topic: aviation and aerospace programs in the United States of America. And we are extremely lucky to have Bobby Branigan with us tonight. He is our guest speaker, and he is the director of international admissions for Embree-Ridl University. And I know that Bobby is really passionate about assisting international students with achieving their goals through studying in the US. And I'm really looking forward to his presentation tonight. And before we dive into the topic, let me just encourage you to leave all your questions in the chat box. I will monitor them, I will collect them, and at the end of our session, Bobby will happily answer all of them. So please do not hesitate, write all questions you have, and let me remind you that there aren't any silly questions. So all questions are welcomed. Bobby, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Yana. Good afternoon, evening, everyone. Like Yana said, my name is Bobby. I'm the Director of International Admissions here at Embree-Ridl Aeronautical University. I represent our Florida campus. However, we do have 2 residential campuses in the United States. I'm going to be covering all of our campuses, our programs, different types of aviation and aerospace programs in the United States. So a lot of our programs could be found probably at other US institutions. So there's a lot of opportunities and options for you if you're thinking about studying in the United States. So to kick it off, I'm just going to kind of tell you a little bit about my specific university, the Embree-Ridl story. So we started in 1925. So we were an airmail aircraft producer, and we were actually the first American Airlines flight school as well. If you're familiar with the US major carriers, American Airlines is up there with Delta, United Airlines as well, Southwest. In 1965, we initiated our Daytona Beach, Florida campus. And in 1978, our Prescott, Arizona campus was initiated as well. So we do offer programs in the bachelor's, master's, doctoral, or PhD level. And we also have an English Language Institute right on campus here in Florida. So our different residential campuses are located again in Florida or Arizona. So I will go into a little bit more detail about both of our campuses here. The first campus is going to be Daytona Beach, Florida, and then Prescott, Arizona as well. So generally, Florida is located, we're located in Daytona Beach, about an hour north of the Kennedy Space Center, about 3 hours north of Miami, and then Arizona is about 2 hours north of Phoenix. So both have really great aviation and flying weather year-round, and both have a lot of student resources on campus, and we'll touch on those a little bit later as well. Our third type of campus is going to be worldwide. So as you can see, we have over 130 different locations around the globe. These are going to be smaller campuses. They're not going to be traditional type campuses, unfortunately, or fortunately. So they offer hybrid courses, for F1 visa students at 110 of our locations as well. But we're located in about 10 different countries as well. And then the degree programs that you can study at our worldwide campuses or worldwide online. We have 7 associate degrees, so it's going to be a 2-year degree program. So you're going to be in and out of school within 2 years. Bachelor degrees, we have 19 of those that are available. And those are going to be about a 4-year degree program. And then we do have 24 master's programs, which are, again, more advanced. After you achieve your bachelor degree, you're eligible for the master's programs. So applied sciences, aviation, business, computers and technology. There's programs in engineering and even security and intelligence in aerospace and aviation. So the Asia campus is going to be our 4th modality of learning. So it's going to be in Singapore. We actually just moved in June of 2024 to Seletar Aerospace Park in Singapore. So we're very excited to be in the new location. It opens up a lot more opportunities for us in terms of student housing, a lot of different labs, classrooms, facilities. That way, you know, we're better poised to give our students those resources on campus. So bachelor degree programs that we offer are in aeronautics, aviation business administration, business analytics and engineering, and then we do offer master's programs as well. So this is what I just touched on. So then we do have our Embree-Rydell Language Institute. So if you want to learn English prior to enrolling into a degree program, you're able to do that through our early program or Embree-Rydell Language Institute. This is for students that have a minimum of probably a level 1 to a level 2 in the English language. So unfortunately, we can't begin with no English language, I guess, knowledge. So basically, you know, it's intensive English program for non-native English speakers. Aviation and aerospace is one of our special topics. English for visual flight rules. So if you want to go into anything in aviation and aerospace, we definitely have those specific types of English programs as well. Human factors in aviation. But we do offer a pathway program. So if you're interested in coming for an undergraduate degree or a bachelor degree, and you want, and you're pretty good at English language, maybe you want to be a little bit better, then you're able to enroll in the Language Institute and in academic courses at the same time. You're eligible for provisional admission toward the degree program if you enroll in the Embree-Rydell Language Institute. Okay, so just some quick facts about Embree-Rydell. Again, this is all about aviation and aerospace degree programs that are in the United States from an aeronautical university. So 97% of our specific graduates do work in their chosen field or go to grad school within 1 year of graduating. With an alumni network of over 150,000 around the globe, that means that you have access to a lot of different industries, whether you're in business, whether you're in applied sciences, aviation, aerospace, you still get to be part of that network. And you basically, again, our alums are all around the globe. They're hiring managers, they're CEOs, presidents, they're workers, whatever it may be. So you can definitely take advantage of that. 9 Embry-Riddle graduates are current or former astronauts as well. 2 of them were international students. And so, that definitely can happen, whether it's with us or another space agency around the globe. 25% of the US pilots are Embry-Riddle graduates, and that includes international students as well. So you're eligible to become a pilot in the United States after you graduate with your Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science or go through our flight program. We do have those pathway programs into the regional carriers that could eventually get you to the major airlines. You're eligible for that 3-year OPT or optional practical training extension through STEM. And then we have about 32,000 students around the globe on any one of our campuses. Okay, so at Embry-Riddle, kind of touched on this with our worldwide and Singapore campuses, but this is going to be a little bit more toward the residential campuses. But our primary fields of study here, and it all has an aviation or aerospace twist to it, because again, we are an aeronautical university and we hold ties to that industry very closely. So aviation, business, engineering, space, security and intelligence studies, applied sciences, and computers and technology. So within Embry-Riddle, we make sure that we try to be the forefront, the leader, in the industry. So we're committed to providing the highest standards of academic achievement, innovation, and entrepreneurship. We have many faculty members that came from the industry. Maybe they were former CEOs or former directors at these different agencies, at these different companies such as Boeing, United Airlines, Lockheed Martin, all kinds of stuff. We're focused on the development of professional skills needed for global business. skills. So we have a lot of practical knowledge. You're going to see a lot of labs and facilities that you have access to at the undergraduate level even, that you typically wouldn't have available to you at other institutions. So within aviation, employment categories in support of air transportation are rapidly growing. So granted, everything that's going on right now with our current administration, we do have a lot of students that still are going into the aviation realm. Embry-Riddle offers fixed wing training at our 2 residential campuses. But apart from aviation, we do offer different types of careers within aviation. Don't have to come to Embry-Riddle just to be a pilot or go into the aviation field just to be a pilot. You can be an air traffic controller, an aviation investigator for aircraft manufacturing, a mission coordinator, uncrewed aerial vehicle systems analyst as well. So if you're into drones or uncrewed aircraft systems, that's definitely what you're able to do in these types of aviation fields. We do have some flight information specific to Embry-Riddle, but it's kind of the same in other aviation organizations in the United States. So as you can see, these are all of our own flight instructional aircraft. So we actually have the largest fleet, the largest fleet of instructional aircraft in the entire United States at a university that's as comprehensive as ours. So specifically at Embry-Riddle, this is what you can study to become a commercial pilot. So we have the private pilot license that you'll need to complete. It takes about 259 days. You can move on to your instrument rating. So that takes about 182 days. We do have the commercial, single engine and multi-engine commercial as well. And then electives, so you'll need to complete all the required flight courses first before you're able to move on to be a CFI or a certified flight instructor. You could be just CFI 1, which is a single engine, or a CFI 2, which is the multi-engine, and then the instrument as well. So this is a median cost of how much it would cost on top of the academic degree program. At Embry-Riddle, we're not just a flight school, but in the United States, there are many flight schools. They have different costs, different timelines, because with us, you're getting a bachelor degree as well as your flight ratings and licenses. Unfortunately, for master's students or graduate studies, you're not eligible to pursue flight training through Embry-Riddle. Okay, so within aviation, we also have business, right? So open the door to an unlimited future, not only in aerospace, but literally any industry at all. Degree programs range from management and finance, marketing, global business, data science, and business analytics. So we do have some specialized programs at Embry-Riddle and universities like ours in the United States. So some career potential: airport duty manager, aircraft sales and acquisitions, financial analysts, chief operating officers, or program executive. So career opportunities in the aviation business and aerospace business field are projected to grow 8% by 2030. So these are going to be all of our aviation and business degree programs. So we have that aeronautical science flight training program, but you all can also, again, go into air traffic management, specifically aviation business management. We have that at the bachelor's and the master's degree, and even the PhD or doctoral level. So we have a lot of different concentrations within these different degree programs as well. So if you wanted to go into, say, leadership, you would have different areas of concentration. In aeronautics, it would be a different area of concentration as well. So you can go into specifically business, or you can go into management or aviation maintenance, those types of things as well. Uncrewed systems and uncrewed aircraft systems science are going to be two really big ones, because drones, uncrewed aircraft, those types of pilots are really becoming popular within the industry as AI and computers kind of continue to advance. All right, but within the aviation and aerospace realm comes engineering as well, right? So we prepare our students to become the problem solvers through our state-of-the-art labs, facilities, and our award-winning faculty as well. Notable careers are going to be an aerospace engineer. Within Embree-Ridl, you can go into 3 different types of areas of concentration. So the aeronautics, so studying, building, designing anything that flies within the Earth's atmosphere. Could be astronautics, so anything outside of the Earth's atmosphere. Or we have propulsion systems. This is very unique to an undergraduate degree program. So you can go into jet propulsion or rocket propulsion. One of our notable labs that we have on campus is NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Everybody and anybody, US citizens and non-US citizens, are able to take advantage of that lab. It's even required as one of your courses if you go into the propulsion systems. Systems analysts, electronic and payloads engineer, product development engineer, material sciences, all different types of different careers that you can go into. Coupled with engineering is going to be the space, right? You can work in an industry with unlimited horizons, hands-on learning, research opportunities. We have graduate assistantships, we have research assistantships. You're going to be working directly with people that work with at NASA, Boeing, SpaceX, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon Technologies. So you can become a space researcher, systems engineer, launch operations specialist, a physicist, satellite console operator as well. But space research is huge, especially since a lot of countries and regions of the world are redeveloping, their space programs. So it's really cool to see how much and how bright the students are, what they're doing, from high school and other universities. So you get a lot of that research opportunity and hands-on learning that way. So within the engineering and space, I know they're kind of small. There's a few programs. We only have about 80 to 100 programs total at Embree-Ridl. I know it seems like this might be a lot, but it's actually not too many. But aerospace engineering, like I talked about, but we have astronomy and astrophysics. So we have the largest planetarium in northern Arizona at our Arizona campus. So you can study astronomy there. Or if you wanted to add in the astrophysics, that would be available in our Florida campus. So we actually have the largest collegiate telescope in the entire southeastern United States as well. So again, a lot of different labs and facilities for you to pursue, go through and get that hands-on practical knowledge. Class sizes, I don't know if I mentioned, but they're very small. So they're about 20 to 22 students per class. Make sure that you do get that one-on-one time with your professors. We don't have big lecture halls. You get that practical knowledge as well. But you can go into engineering technology, mechanical engineering. You can go into biomedical engineering. You can go into different types of, of those engineerings as well. So high-performance vehicles, uncrewed systems, software engineering, computer engineering, anything within AI and computer realm as well. All right, and then security, intelligence, and safety. So we have access to specialized labs, and obviously, making sure that the satellites don't get hacked, or make sure that, if you work for one of these companies, high security, right, in terms of the clearance that you would need, but in terms of the system's access as well. So going into security and intelligence studies, you can be a cybersecurity analyst, cyberspace operations officer, airport operations coordinator, intelligence operations specialist. So this is a very, very high demand and growing industry, not only within the business and the technology fields, but also in aviation and aerospace, right? So we need to make sure that our air traffic controls are safe. We need to make sure that our launch pads are safe. All the movies maybe that you see that have, oh my gosh, the launch codes are going to hack into our system. That's basically what our security and intelligence studies students are doing. One of the really notable labs that we have is the ethical hacking lab. So you can learn to become an ethical hacker. It's really cool. They go into international competitions, so they'll learn how to break into a system and then learn how to stop intruders from gaining access. So it's really cool. So the specific degree programs that we offer within security, intelligence, and safety. One other notable thing as well, we do have the first college of business, security, and intelligence in the entire United States. So our faculty members did come from some of the 3-letter organizations, some international organizations. So you're really being taught by world-class faculty. Aerospace and Occupational Safety is a really, really cool program. Cyber Intelligence and Security, Global Conflict Studies. So if you're interested in, more of the political science, the global conflict, working for maybe a foreign government, your own government, protecting your borders, protecting your people, you're able to do that even from programs like this in the United States, and especially at Embry-Riddle. Okay, and then we do have applied sciences as well. So if you couldn't tell, Embry-Riddle, we're a little bit more specialized, right, in STEM focus in what we offer. We are not a liberal arts university by any means, but the applied sciences are going to be a little bit more of those maybe softer type degree programs. However, some of them are very, very specialized. So I'll touch on especially one of them that's the first of its kind in the entire world. So in applied sciences, you can go into weather patterns, so meteorology within aviation, right? You want to make sure that the skies are safe to be able to fly in, but also to understand the weather patterns and how to design and build the aircraft for different, again, materials that can be used for these different aircrafts, different engines, propulsion systems. How do you keep the aircraft and the rockets afloat within the air, within different weather patterns, right? Human behavior. So how is a human going to live on the International Space Station? How are they going to, be able to withstand the forces of shooting up on a rocket, and different pressures of the atmosphere as well. So technology and obviously aerospace is really big in applied sciences. So a lot of career potential here. You can be a lab technician, you can go into forensics as well, medical equipment development, quality assurance, biochemist, human factors psychologist. So, you would be working, basically with, people, but mostly, it could be within the aerospace or aviation field, thinking about, the pressures that they're under, air traffic controllers, pilots, astronauts, what type of pressures are they going to encounter, and how are they going to be able to deal with those, right? Different environments. One of the degree programs that we offer that I was kind of talking about, a really notable one, is aerospace physiology. It's the first and only program of its kind in the entire world. So it's very, very specialized and unique. Although it does come with a hospital rotation, it basically gets humans to see how the different environments affect them. So if they live on harsher environments like Mars, right? So what do they need to survive in those types of environments? And then, not only what do they need in the environment, but what do they need for their body to survive, right? So different, again, pressures, stressors, everything like that. So that is a pre-med program as well. Basically a space doctor, an astronaut doctor. Applied biology, forensic biology, forensic psychology. You're going to be working with local law enforcement within crime scene investigation, those types of things. So those are really unique as well. But human factor psychology, again, the way that the human mind and body works with different machines, different environments, from the cockpit of an airplane to, the seat, the steering wheel of a car to different ergonomic type things. So, how comfortable is the seat, in the space station or in the rocket ship? Just kind of depends. And so that's kind of what human factors psychology comes into play. All right, and then again, these are a lot of the STEM labs I've already kind of touched on. You can see in the top middle, that's going to be our planetarium in northern Arizona. So we do have our different air traffic control ones as well. We have state-of-the-art flight simulators, that's in the bottom left. Simulation science, games, and animation is going to be in the top left as well. So there's a lot of different opportunities for you at Embry-Riddle to make sure that you get that practical knowledge. So not only do we make sure in the United States that you have a really robust academic career, but we also make sure that you have a great, we're going to pivot, right? So you're going to have a great experience. So at U.S. universities and colleges, we make sure that there's resources, clubs, organizations, all different types of things for you to be involved in. So you're not just involved in academics, right? So we want to make sure that you enjoy. You're going to be there for 4 years. You need to make sure that you can make friends, you develop great habits in terms of study habits, if you have a specific religion or specific food or specific hobbies, sports, anything like that. So many, if not all of the universities in the US will have similar clubs and organizations. These are specific to Embry-Riddle. However, there's going to be a lot of them that are the same in many other institutions. So we have about 200 different student clubs and groups. Again, it may seem like a lot, but it's actually not too many. So campus service, so you can be in the Residence Hall Association, you can be part of student government, Model UN, those types of things. So there's cultural, so international student associations are all over the United States as well. Ours is really cool, and they have a lot of different types of programming. So they're gonna have different like beverage hours, so different beverages from all over the world. They're gonna have different types of international students, all the different types of holidays, all the different cultures, celebrate. Greek life, so if you're interested in sororities or fraternities. At our university, it might look a little bit different than maybe a big state university. So we don't have big parties and everything maybe you've seen on TV and in movies. So ours are a little bit more professional in that instance, but they do still like to have fun. But we have religious groups, recreational groups, if you're interested in hiking, biking, trailing, surfing, anything like that, martial arts, archery, mountaineers, camping, that type of thing. We have specific professionals, so aeronautics and astronautics. We have the Society of Women's Engineers, Women in Aviation. But the really cool ones are going to be, not that they're not all cool, but the Special Interest Club. We have a skydiving club. Not a lot of universities can say that they have that. So if you're interested in skydiving, that's definitely something that you're able to do with the US. But we also have the military clubs as well. So if you're thinking about going into the military, we have the Reserve Officer Training Corps. We have all 4 branches of the US military, the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force that are available on our campus as well. And you can speak directly with a recruiter. It depends on what your citizenship would look like in terms of if you're going to pursue military in the United States or outside of the United States. All right, so this is going to be as part of the US student visa, and Yana is able to give you a lot more information than I am, and I'm sure that she hosts a lot of really great sessions as well, but a little bit of a higher level, quick overview. Curricular practical training is called CPT, we name it. So it has to do with your degree program. This allows you to be in the US on the F1 visa and work off campus, but it has to be related to your degree program. So it will be something like, if you have an internship at an airline, or if you have an internship at, say, Rockwell Collins or Boeing, then you're able to pursue that over the course of the summer, maybe a semester. Some of them are paid, some internships are not paid. Unfortunately, you're not able to just go and work at the local diner or a grocery store off campus as part of your student visa. However, you can work on campus. I'll touch on that in the next slide. But OPT, or optional practical training, is really important. This comes after you graduate. So you get the initial 12-month OPT, which again has to be related to your degree program, but it also has to be you have to be given permission. It has to be approved through the US government. If they're STEM eligible degree programs, which I believe almost, if not all of our degree programs at Embry-Riddle are, you're going to get that additional 24-month extension. So you could potentially stay in the US, work up to 3 years on your student visa. All right, and in terms of student employment on campuses in the United States, so excuse me, like I said, you're not able to just go and get a job off campus, but you can work on campus. So some of those sample jobs at US universities include being a library assistant. At Embry-Riddle, you can be a flight line dispatcher, a food server, lab assistant, a tutor. You can give tours of the campus. There's all different types of stuff. Our radio station on campus is student run as well. So that's something that you're able to take advantage of. Again, your F1 visa does not allow you to be able to work off campus. Same thing with J1 if you come as a research scholar. Okay, and many US universities, again, hopefully if not all, offer a career and industry expo. So at Embry-Riddle, ours looks maybe a little bit different than other institutions because of the industry that we're in. So you meet and network with over 100 industry employers. They do interviews on the spot. They'll give you jobs on the spot. You can submit your resume to them, just discuss opportunities. And even international employers do come to our career expo. They know the Embry-Riddle name. They understand, we're in the aviation and aeronautical industry. So they make sure that they really look forward to meeting our students. We do have career services, and again, basically all US universities do have this as well. So they do mock interviews to help you write your resume. So they'll go through interview prep, that type of thing. They'll even kind of help you, give you resources. Hey, these are the jobs that are available in terms of what's available on campus and off campus as well. Okay, so specifically for admissions, this is going to be specific to Embry-Riddle, but it's going to be somewhat similar to other institutions. So typically you need to complete the online application. We offer a fee waiver code, so you can utilize this fee waiver code from today if you wanted to submit your application to Embry-Riddle. But we would need all of your official high school and or university transcripts. So if you're interested in an undergraduate degree program, you can submit your high school transcripts to us, make sure they're in English. Foreign credential evaluations are a third-party evaluation service. You would pay them and they would evaluate your university or college transcripts, and then they would send them directly to us. So we have more information on our website for that as well. We do require the official language proficiency scores if you were not taught fully in English from your high school. So TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo, or Cambridge. SAT or ACT score for first-time incoming students with no college or university coursework. It's optional, but it is required for scholarships. 1 second. Lots of talking. Okay, and then additional documents for undergraduate admissions, they're not required. However, we do recommend them. Submit recommendation letters, essays, personal statements. Again, they're not required, so we make it kind of easy at Embry-Riddle. We don't utilize a common application. You would apply directly with us. As you can see, we waive the application fee. Just need your high school and or college transcripts and language proficiency. After acceptance, that's when you would submit your $200 non-refundable tuition deposit. You would apply for your I-20. Within the I-20 request process, you would need to submit proof of funds, copy of your passport with at least 6 months validity of the semester that you want to begin, and then you would be able to hopefully secure your visa appointment. Same thing with graduate. It's a little bit different. We would require GRE or GMAT scores depending on the degree program. Not all of them require them. We do additional requirements could be, and those are actually required for grad: recommendation letters, resume, statement of objectives, or personal statement. And same thing for after you're accepted. Okay, so this is just kind of a slide. If you're in an IB type program, so we have IB, AP, and A levels or AS levels that will grant you advanced standing credit toward the degree program. Many institutions in the United States will do this. What this means is that you can waive out of some of the required courses or prerequisites that you would need to complete at the university to be able to continue to pursue your degree program. So this is just a little bit of a sample. So the aeronautical science, which is our flight program, the physical and life science requirements for the degree program are PS 113, 113 with lab, which is physics, and then weather patterns, 201. So if you take physics in higher level in IB, get a 5, 6, or a 7, or even in standard level, you're going to be able to get that advanced standing credit. So if you are in HL physics, get 5, 6, or 7, you're able to waive out of basically 7 credits, right? So 2 classes plus 1 lab. So when you get to university, you'll already have satisfied that requirement. You can begin at a more advanced level. So this is just kind of what I alluded to. If you have any of these credits as part of your high school curriculum, then we're able to offer you potential advanced standing credit toward the degree program. All right, scholarships. Everybody loves free money. So we do offer partial merit scholarships, and a lot of universities in the U.S. are going to have different type of scholarship opportunities. Embry-Riddle specifically, we're only able to offer partial merit scholarship. That's going to be based on academics. Other institutions may have need-based or something similar to that. Unfortunately, we don't have that type of funding. We're a private nonprofit university, so whether you're a U.S. citizen or a non-U.S. citizen, you pay the same thing. But we do offer the merit scholarships. They range from $6,000 to $21,000 per year. And again, that's going to be based on high school results and then SAT or ACT scores. If you're in a current university, maybe you took a few university courses and you have some credit from a university or college outside of the US, you would be considered a transfer student and you would be reviewed for scholarship based on your GPA. So we would look at how well you did at your other university and then base a scholarship on that without SAT scores. You're automatically considered for the scholarship upon admission. And then we do have external scholarship opportunities that are available to anyone. We have some scholarship documents. I'm sure Yana has some at USA as well, so she can assist you with that as well. And this is basically what Embry-Riddle students are doing, or students even in the aviation and aerospace fields. They're able to fly an aircraft, design an engine, lead an industry. They can predict the weather, explore outer space. So there really is, so many different options and opportunities for students within these fields from the United States. So this is going to be our contact information. I'll make sure that we have that in the chat as well. These are all of our different degree programs. Different campuses, contact information there too. So, all right. And then I thank everyone. And I believe the questions, yep. Now we're open to questions.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Bobby, for such an inspiring presentation. I don't know how our viewers feel, but I feel totally inspired. And let me joke, if I quit my job, you will definitely know where to find me. Because I'm really eager to go to those labs and to join to those amazing clubs. I mean, skydiving. Oh my God. So guys, I hope that you are as inspired as I am, and we are ready for your questions. So please leave them in the chat. I see that we already have a few. Let me start with the question from Solomia. Is it possible for international students to study military aviation?
Yeah, that's a really great question. For Embry-Riddle, most of the aviation training that we offer is only going to be for commercial flight. However, there are specific types of aviation topics, like military aviation, that we do have available. We probably are not going to be teaching you how to fly a fighter jet, but you'll still be able to learn about, how their propulsion systems work, how to design them, that type of thing as well. So if you're interested in, becoming a pilot through the military, especially the U.S. military, that would be definitely something that we can get you in contact with the military services on campus.
Thank you. Next question. I believe that you have already answered it, but still, let me show it on our screen, and maybe you have any additional advice how to find external scholarships. And the question sounds like this. Is there any fully covered scholarship for students from Ukraine? And if there is, what are the requirements for receiving it?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I really wish that we had a better answer, but for Embry-Riddle specifically, we are not able to offer full scholarships to any student population. So I think that, there may be some institutions in the US that are able to offer more of those fully funded scholarships for students specifically from Ukraine. You would just have to kind of do your research. Maybe a simple Google search could show, or whatever browser you use, could show those opportunities. But it's very difficult to receive a full scholarship, even in the US, but it's not impossible. There are a lot of institutions that may have additional funding, opportunities, different types of scholarships. What you could do is what's called stacking. So you can stack a merit scholarship with a need-based scholarship, maybe with an an athletic scholarship, maybe with a specific type of scholarship. But yeah, at Embry-Riddle, we have limited funding. Again, because we are, and most institutions are nonprofit, but we just don't have as much of funding from, say, our alums or, you know, from other organizations to provide to students.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I hope, Sophia, we answered your question. Bobby actually answered. Yeah, guys, if you need any assistance with finding additional financial kits, yeah, you can definitely reach out to Education USA and we will help you with it. Yeah, so just again, Google or use any browser and type kind of like Education USA Ukraine, sign up for consultation, and yeah, you will be able to talk with us and have some help from us. Okay, yeah, guys, if you have any other questions, please write them down in the chat. I have my own personal question, kind of like, should the student who is applying for Embryo University has kind of like some specific background, you know, like about some specific technical stuff, or it just can be any student?
Yeah, you know, we all would always hope that, you know, any student that wants to come to Embry-Riddle has some sort of a passion for whatever industry they want to go into. So even if it's just simply business, you can go into business administration, but generally, you know, our admission requirements for, you know, first-time incoming students, 3 years of science, 2 years of math, you know, 4 years of English, you know, just a general basic, whatever the high school curriculum would be. We don't require anything specific. If you want to go into aerospace engineering, hopefully you have more advanced levels of math and science, like physics, calculus, college algebra, that type of thing. But generally, no, I mean, we encourage, you know, students to kind of follow their passions and be able to enroll in Embry-Riddle and hopefully maybe even find a new passion. Yeah.
Nice, thank you. Okay, I believe that we don't have any more questions in the chat, and I think that we can stop our presentation here. Again, thank you very much, Bobby, for this presentation, for your answers, and oh, I see the question, but let me finish, yeah. Yeah, for all your answers and for great examples, yeah, what is available for students in the university. And yeah, question here is this one. For how long will that fee waiver be available?
Yeah, so I mean, that fee waiver code is available for however long you need. So we don't have an expiration date on there. So even if, say that you're in 9th grade currently, you're not going to be applying for another 2-3 years, you know, that fee waiver will still be available. But if it's not for some reason, you know, get with Education USA. They can contact us, or if you please, you know, contact us yourself. You know, that works out as well. I'm going to try to go back to the other one. There we go.
Yeah, guys, make screenshot and don't lose it. Okay, yeah. So I hope that we have answered all questions. Yep. Okay, so I believe that it's time to say goodbye. And I did really like your quote, Bobby, about passion. So guys, let your passion lead you. And if this passion lead you to the USA, go ahead and we are happy to help you. So I do believe that dreams come true. And I believe that your dreams also can be true. Thank you for being with us. Let's be in touch. Don't forget that Education USA is here to help you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.